Okay. So now we're doing the rest of the heart, the interior of the heart. The heart has 4 chambers. All the chambers are the same volume. The myocardium of each chamber is not the same thickness. The left ventricle has the greatest thickness because it has to be the strongest part of the muscle because it has to overcome systemic vascular resistance to perfuse the entire body. The right side of the heart is a low pressure system. The left side is a high pressure system. The left atria still has low pressure inflow from the pulmonary circuit. But like I said, the volume of the blood in each chamber is basically equal. We have the interventricular septum, which has a muscular part. It's about 2/3 of the septum, and then there's a membranous part, which is about 1/3 of the septum. It's not really represented well in this model, but up here would be the membranous part. I don't think we'd want you to label the membranous part on this particular model. There's better models for that. The rough portions on the inside the ventricles is called the trabeculae carnae, and you have papillary muscles which attach to the chordae tenonnae, and on the right ventricle you have the moderator band, which allows for Purkinje fibers to innervate the papillary muscles sooner in the cardiac cycle. Besides that, you have the tricuspid valve, which, like it says, has 3 cusps on the valve, and then you have the mitral valve, which is also known as the bicuspid valve, because there's 2 cusps. You have the pulmonic valve and the aortic valve over here, and they empty into the pulmonary artery, pulmonary trunk, and the ascending aorta, respectively. You have the right atria and the left atria. The right atria has the, I can't remember the name right now, pectinate muscle is the rough part in the right atria, as opposed to the trabeculae carnae. It's pectinate muscle here. And then you have the Crista, no, it's not Crista galli. Crista terminalis. Yes. Crista terminalis, which separates the pectinate muscle from the smooth portion of the atria. The atria also has the fossa ovale, which is the remnants of the foramen ovale, which is part of fetal circulation. It closes shortly after birth, or it should. Beyond that, we have the pulmonary trunk, which branches into the left and right pulmonary arteries. The pulmonary arteries are significant because they carry deoxygenated blood to the lungs. So not all arteries carry oxygenated blood. All arteries carry blood away from the heart. And then you have the aorta, which supplies blood from the heart to the rest of the body. You have the ascending aorta, and then you have the aortic arch. The aortic arch is where the first 3 branches of the aorta are located. You have the brachiocephalic trunk, otherwise known as the innominate artery. You have the left common carotid, and you have the left subclavian artery. There are 2 branches on the brachiocephalic trunk. They are the right subclavian artery and the right common carotid. Remember always to say the full name, which includes the size and common, because if you say it's common or internal or external, you'd be up here. So that's necessary.
And the lungs.
Thyrocervical trunk is up here. It's not on this model.
Lungs.
You've got the left lung and the right lung. The left lung has 2 lobes, and the right lung has 3. That's because the heart is basically mostly on the left side of midline in the thorax. It's inside the mediastinum. The left is on the significant surface of the left. It's called the lingula. It just wraps around the heart. And then the right lung has 2 fissures instead of 1. It has the transverse or horizontal fissure and the oblique fissure.
The left has the...
The left just has the transverse. Not oblique, it's left oblique. Left oblique. It runs obliquely.
You said this was oblique and that's a transverse.
That's oblique and that's transverse. You know that for a couple different reasons. This one is more horizontal, so it's just more straight across. This one runs, if you look at the side, it's a steeper angle. that's oblique. That's what oblique means, just like your external and internal obliques, muscles of the abdomen. We'll get there later.
Bronchi.
And because, you also know that because transverse is superior and oblique is inferior. If you
So on
have
the
two,
left,
you
it's
should know.
oblique, though.
It's left oblique.
Okay.
That's about it.